Hello and welcome to another episode of Just Wing It with KSP RP-2. So in the end, I decided to go for an air-launched aircraft for the breaking the sound barrier contract, and this is what I came up with. I should probably get a better name. It's like this is just like a rocket aircraft Mark 1. I'm not very imaginative with names, but let's say things that we start using more frequently, I'll start naming them orbital rockets and such. So yeah, this is supposed to be air launched. It has 4 of the RB engines. I have them action grouped in case I need to shut one of them down, but from testing it seems that it's fine to just like keep them on the entire time. And I waited until the aircraft node in the research unlocked, so now we can get all of these parts. But let's do a simulation to show you how this flies. Let's do 12 hours because it's nighttime right now. Okay, so let's enable atmospheric autopilot and get this. This should be 100 kilometers. And launch. Okay, so let me show you. Where's far? Here we have the back number, and once we start to get close, we want to start pitching up. Climbing doesn't matter that much because even though we'll be accelerating less, we're also getting into thinner atmosphere, which has a lower Mach number. And the hope is to get to a 20-kilometer apogee to get that altitude record as well. And it seems we shouldn't be having any trouble getting there. Actually, let's pitch down a little bit. We might even be able to make 25, but let's not push it. We still have a lot of X-plane contracts to make, so it doesn't matter if we delay those. We do get those weird explosions. So now you just want to follow the prograde vector to reduce drag. Let's get, and actually let's set the inside of the cockpit. Just in case I want to fly from here. I'm going to fly from whichever view makes it easiest. I have been having trouble landing this thing properly, so yeah. But I'll come back when it's time to land. We'll just glide this, hopefully to the space center. Okay, so we have the KSC inside and we're actually quite high. So let's try to bleed off some of this speed. I do have flaps. I wonder if I would benefit. But no, actually, I think we're going fast enough that I could just make a turn. Let's do that. Hopefully I don't regret this. Because yeah, the main trouble is that I was just landing too fast. So if I bleed too much energy in this turn, we might be facing a different problem of just not going fast enough. Okay, let's pull down, get some speed, maybe not so much, and let's actually activate the flaps. Let's get rid of this now. Uh-oh, that's bad. No! Why did only one of them eject? Uh, yes. So I think I want to get rid of those drag chutes. They seem to be more of a nuisance. Like right there, well, I didn't even arm it, so I don't know why it fired. And I think only one appeared. So, I mean, the landing was going to be a disaster anyways, but that didn't help. Um, I'm going to practice this a few more times and then we'll get to the rocket launch. But I have landed this successfully, so I'm going to build this. Okay, so here we are on the launch pad. Just good. We have engine sounds. And yeah, so here's the contract. So I have been pre-recording these episodes to see if any glaring problems with my install pop up before starting to upload them. We do have the engine bug, but I mean, yeah, it sucks. It's about immersion, but it's not game breaking. Um, so I think if we don't encounter any major issues this episode, I'll start posting them. So obviously, if you see this, it means I started posting them. So the airplane is being built now. Turns out that I needed to modify the hangar to accommodate for the resources that was going to be used, like the fuel. So that took a little bit more time, but it should be done in 95 days. Okay, we are definitely reaching space. I decided to not uh, release the fairings at 40 kilometers, even though it means we're missing out on some science, because uh, the rocket was quite unstable without the fairings on. Also, with the fairings, they're too big. This is not an ideal rocket, but for now it's fine. Once it has more weight up front in the form of a solid rocket payload, it will be more stable. But yeah, this should be running right now. And we're definitely going to finish these two experiments in space. Um, Upper atmosphere, maybe not. Parachute is okay, so I'll come back with an update. I can close this. Okay, so quick update. We have finished with pressure scan and temperature scan in orbit near Earth. I don't remember if this is biome dependent or not, so I have to check that. For some reason, the Space Center biome is grasslands, even though we're clearly in the desert. Like that's some very brown grass. That's a fire hazard in your Space Center. Okay, we're about to hit the atmosphere, and we can see the Space Center over there, down there in the distance. Such a pretty game. This is with a lot of eye candy mods installed, mind you. Okay, moment of truth, if we're going to survive re-entry or not. Something didn't survive re-entry. I don't know what's up with those explosions, to be honest. Yeah, that's... There's something weird going on with the sound mods, I have no clue. But we're subsonic, so that means we definitely survived re-entry. I lost track of where the Space Center was. I started oogling at the sky and the Earth horizon, and then I lost track of where the Space Center was. It's not below us, so I doubt any debris hit it. Okay, so we have full parachute deployment with the weird spin physics of KSP. I don't know if this is persistent rotation that causes this, but I mean, yeah, it looks weird, but it shouldn't affect the game, and removing it can get very cheaty in certain aspects of once we get into orbit, so I'm going to leave it. Plus, I think it's... Oh, you know what? It might be that its persistent rotation is conflicting with Principia. I'll have to check that. Uh, okay, so I just filed this down, but I'll first say that I'm starting to get a bit worried about our money situation. It's quite low, and we're not going to get an immediate payoff from this. I had to hire... Um, well, we're at least in the positive. I forget that you can just hover over this and check the day-to-day expenses and everything. But yeah, I had to hire a bunch of engineers for the spaceplane hangar to build the airplane, and there, the, I didn't have a lot of money already, and then that's where the funds went. But we're fine. We're fine. Okay, that took forever. I set the parachutes to be a size so that it would land at 4 meters per second, but it was going down at 2. Not sure why, but we did it. Contract complete. Perfect. Okay, so we got 5.5 science for recovery of a vessel that was in space. It doesn't say anything about the experiments that we had on board as well, but we also did those because those were just given immediately. And we got some funds from recovering parts. Not a lot, but still good. So let's see how we're doing. Uh, so now we have 2 more like major milestones that are the downrange milestones. Let's see if we have other contracts that are in between those available. Yeah, so this is the milestone. We're definitely not going to reach the 3,000 kilometers with this rocket. And we need avionics for that. Fine. So all of the contracts require avionics. That's a pain, but okay. 160 kilometers with 307. Well, no, let's do intermediate first. 160 kilometers downrange, okay. 395, 370. How is this one intermediate and this one? Uh, what? Okay, so let's do the difficult one since apparently it's easier than the intermediate one. Okay, there are some bugs, but okay, it's not great game breaking. Okay, so I have added it's a service module tank that has capacity for 400 units of sounded rocket payload. To have it in a nice even number, and I had to modify the avionics to support or craft tonnage, which is almost 13. You know what? Let's just make it an even 15. Oh, what? Ah, yeah, that's just because we have difference open. I think. Yes, there we go. Okay, so now we have it at an even 15 for future rockets because I will have to tool this again. Now the thing is, I don't know how bad this affected our performance. We did get, well, actually, what's the wet mass of this? Actually, yeah, I don't know how much I gained, but I think it was like 500 kilograms of extra weight on this. Um, there is no requirement on minimal altitude from what I remember, so we should still be fine. But let's test this. Okay, I haven't written a program for this yet, and since it's a simulation, we will use Smart ASS. Okay. Oof. What was that all about? Well, I'm glad I decided to go again with the challenge of doing everything with KOS because apparently Smart ASS is not cooperating. I will fly this one manually, I guess. Mm, yeah. Stability assist. I forgot stability assist. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I see one problem with this is that we don't have any roll control. mean, we will still make space, provided that we don't do this. Okay, so the fairing is an issue. Okay, well, this is definitely more than enough rocket. We've already reached the downrange distance, and we still haven't reached apogee. So yeah, this is good, and that's also taking into account that we lost control, which obviously adds a lot of drag, all this tumbling around. Um, but let's do something about that instability, shall we? Okay, so I changed the service module tank to have like a cone nose, which also I went to for the smallest. Wait, no, I didn't. I do there. So yes, so it has more than 600 space for more than 600 units of sounding rocket payload. So we shouldn't have any problem with this. Oh, excuse me. Yes, so I have set it up to the sounding rocket payload we need, but we can put more than 600 with this tank, so we won't need to tool another sounding rocket payload tank for quite a while. Let's, just for the sake of being thorough, test this again. Okay, so apparently we do have roll control. I'm not entirely sure how. Oh, why are we still... I'm not touching the controls. Off. So I don't know what is causing us to roll like this. I might have to replace these ones. But the whole point is that it does react to my roll commands. And oh no, I didn't want to do that. Yes, follow. This might actually not get us the downrange distance we needed because I didn't go down enough, but I was testing the aerodynamics. Uh, but yeah, it doesn't flip out as the other rocket did. This is just because obviously I don't have any control because the engine is dead. So this was just because I jerked the controls in the last second trying to get some more downrange distance. Okay, so this works. I'll just see what I can modify a little bit to increase the control, and I'll show you the end result. Okay, I just came back quickly. I'm still modifying these things, but I was about to tool this part because yes, I'm pretty sure I want this. And 15,000 funds out of 17,000 that we have. That's bad. Um, so I'll have to check on that. It might be going bankrupt here. Oh god. Let's see. Okay, so we're back and we're in a bit of a pickle. So after tooling the service module tank, I went and did a few simulations to write the code for the rocket. And then when I tried to build it, it said that I also needed to tool the, well, I didn't have to, but suggested tooling the avionics unit. And that was 7 grand. Now, if you remember, I didn't have 7 grand after tooling the service module. So actually had to time warp Uh, I think it was a bit over a month to get the funds for tooling the avionics unit. Now, I could have just built it without the tooling, but uh, the problem was not so much that it's more expensive, but that it would have taken a year to build. So even with waiting for an entire month for to get the funds and everything, it's still going to be uh, like almost half the time to build a rocket with tooling. Plus, it will help for future rockets because we will be building this rocket a lot with the avionics. I'm pretty sure of that. Like the downrange distance uh, required for the contract is less than half of our capabilities, so we can definitely use for future contracts. Um, but the matter still lies that we're very low on funds. We're not making that much per day, and especially the space pimp contract has me worried because, first of all, we're relying on 4 AOBs that have absolutely no data units, so the chance of a failure is quite high. I think with one engine failure, I can still get the contract, but I'm not sure. And secondly, I also have to land it, and I've been practicing. I think I know like the procedure for it, but it's still iffy. So we have a lot riding on these two contracts. Let's see how they go. Let's not do this in the dark, please. Actually, it might not be so bad with the landing runways. This is bad with the dawn lighting and without runway lights. So let's. Okay, so now it's looking a bit more promising. Oh, that's right. Also, because of the X-Planes program, the funding increases every year, and now we're in February of 1952. We're getting more funding per day, so that's good. Okay, so I just need to because once I click this, oh, I did not. I forget which is the moment where I have to load the parachute for the pilot. I think I can still do it right now. So because the moment I start the launch, it leaves me midair and I have to react quickly. So I need to turn on the atmospheric pilot, turn on flight control, and I think that's it. We want 105 kilometers. Oh, this is good. Wait, what? Ah, I need it. I forgot that you need to train for proficiency and then mission. Okay, yes. So here we have the include parachute. Good. I feel a bit more comfortable if engines fail. Um, yes. Here we go. Okay, atmospheric autopilot, fine control. Come on, kick in with the throttle. Okay, good. We had 4 good engine ignitions, so that's always a good start. Let's go to a 30-degree climb. Let's set up the cockpit just in case I feel like, oof, that's loud on my headphones. I hope it's not too loud on the video. Let's increase the climb a little bit. Oh, we should probably. Yes, we got the sound barrier. didn't reach 20-kilometer RPG, though with the aerodynamics, we should be able to get there. There we have it. And I think we already passed. Yes. Okay, good. So now, I prefer to do it like this. Let's and lock camera. And I want to increase flap a little bit for the moment because at 105 kilometers I've been getting there a little bit hot, so I want to slow down a little bit. I don't see the space center though. I did put 105 kilometers, right? Anyway, let's see what we have here. As a complete, yes. Um, so 8 and 8 for what was the reputation or yes, reputation, and this is confidence, right? Yeah, we want to increase our reputation to have more funds. It always goes a little bit to the right. So I don't know if you can see in the video, but the space center is here. So I want to have the prograde vector just shy of the runway. Okay, so yeah, that's the problem with this view, that I can't really rely on, because if we actually, I can still turn the other cut here. So this is where our actual prograde vector is, and this is what it's telling me. So yeah, you're useless. So let's go to the outside. I mean, aren't there like helmet HUDs now for fighter pilots? So we can pretend this is what we have here. But let's not risk it by opening at the cockpit. I want flaps again. Okay, I have flaps down to full. I hope we're still going quite fast, so I hope they don't break off. But we're on final approach. Go just a little bit too much to the right. That should be good. Realign ourselves with it. Yes, that's good. Gear down. Get a little bit more drag. Ooh. Brakes. I don't like the bubble. It's stable. It's stable. Yes. I should have flared up more. That went in a bit too hot for my liking, but we should be fine. We're going at decent speed now. Yes. We didn't kill anybody, and we have the contract complete. Perfect. Okay, so Jean will be on leave. She deserves a vacation, and we've pushed her retirement date by 42 days. So if you don't send your Kerbals on missions, they get bored and retire. Makes sense. Uh, yeah, that's the only thing. Okay, done. Historical information. On October 14th, 1947, U.S. Air Force pilot Chuck Yeager broke the sound barrier in a Bell X-1 that he nicknamed Glamorous Glennis. Okay. The rocket-powered aircraft was dropped from the bomb bay of a B-29 and achieved a speed of Mach 1.06. 261 meters per second. The Soviets accomplished the feat in 1948 with La Lavoking LA-176, and the British in 1948 with the Havilland. Okay, cool. So let's actually see what that means for contracts and our program. Okay, so maintain between 350 meters per second and 400 meters per second for 3 minutes and level flight. So this is where we want throttleable engines. I think for this it's going to be better to have like a jet, but I'll have to see our options. Does it have any? No, it doesn't have any altitude requirements. Just to be um, like level, not to increase altitude or reduce it by more than 10 meters per second. Okay. There was something else that I wanted to do. Ah, yes. So that's the other thing. So right now we're researching supersonic flight, which is this node over here, which will give us supersonic jets and such. Will be perfect for this contract. Excuse me for that. And then afterwards, I think we need to move on to rocketry. We do want the XLR-11, which is like a rocket engine for space planes. It is throttleable, and it's actually the one that was on the X1 that was mentioned in the news. So the thing with that is that right now we're getting less reputation because of the people we have here. I need to check who it was, but also we have Betty Love giving us research speed for flight techs. And we have Bell Aircraft Company also giving us research speed for aircraft tech. And okay, this one. So we will want to change these two once we complete supersonic flight tech. And also maybe try to get somebody that at least doesn't reduce our reputation, because reputation means funds, and we're making more, but still, I went too close to zero right now, so I'm not comfortable with this. But yeah, that was a rocket, an X-plane contract, successful. So, because I stopped recording in between during this episode, I'm not entirely sure how long this is going to be. So I think this is going to be a good time to leave it here. Uh, the very first thing that we'll do next episode is to launch the uh, what's it called? The downrange distance contract, which the rocket completes in 14 days. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.